What's up, metalheads? My name's Jamie. This is the Blades and EDC channel. Thank you guys so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. And if you are not subscribed, please consider doing so. The day this video is coming out, I have a live stream tonight. If you're watching this on the day it dropped, which is October 27th, I have a live stream where at 9:30 p.m. Eastern that I'm going to be doing my 1K subscriber giveaway. And you have to be in the live stream to enter and win. The prize packs will be given away during the live stream. I will go over the details on how you enter during the stream. Doing it this way to filter out some of the scammers, the bots, and the nonsense. So I want to make sure someone who's subbed to the channel, who is actively involved, wins the prize packs. So there's two big prize packs. If you didn't see the video where I discussed the prize packs, if you look in the last week or so, I did a video titled something like channel updates, knife sale update, and giveaway update. I show the prize packs in that video, and there are some other things that I didn't show that will be included. There are two prize packs. Both of them are very good prize packs, and I can't wait to give it away to you guys, give back to you. You guys give so much to me by watching the videos, hitting the like button, commenting, helping my channel to grow, which is what my goal is, to keep growing. And so I want to give back to you. And had a lot of cool stuff donated, and I donated a lot of cool stuff myself that will be given away to two very lucky people. I'll put it this way: the prize packs are so big, both will require a medium priority shipping box. They won't fit in a small priority box. So, all right, now that all that's out of the way, let's talk about this knife. This is the Qvist Variant PE2. This is the Urban EDC Special Edition with the Seigaiha, I'm not sure, milling. This beautiful milling you see on this titanium. At the time I'm making this video, these are currently still in stock. I will link Urban EDC below. I am an affiliate now with Urban EDC. I want to let you know that. So get that right out of the way. If you buy something there, I do get a small kickback, which would be greatly appreciated. If you use my link to buy anything, I get a small kickback. But if you have not got this knife yet, you should really check this knife out. They have a JG10 version still in stock, and I'm looking to see if they have the micarta version still in stock. The JG10 does have this milling on it also, just so you know. I'm not sure if they have the micartas in stock anymore. Nope, the only one they got left is the JG10. But I would recommend getting it, guys. It's just a fantastic knife. Make sure they don't have the micartas anymore. Nope, they don't. But I'm going to do my overview of this knife. I already have a review of the PE2. But, sometimes when you start adding milling and stuff like that, action can change, things can change. In this case, nothing has gotten worse. It's still super, super smooth. Great action. Let me get back to the specs here I had open, and we'll go over the specs. I am going to weigh it to see how much weight it lost from the regular PE2. So this is the same knife. They just no milling on this one. Also, I'll let you know that you can get a replacement pocket clip for this, a better milled titanium pocket clip that rides really deep, though I got to point that out, from Kaiser. Kaiser makes clips that fit this knife perfectly. They're not made for this knife, but they fit it perfectly, and you can get a black one. I'm going to get a black one to replace this. Actually, I ordered a black one, but they come from overseas, so they take a while to get here. They're like $15, and in my opinion, well worth it. So, all right, let's talk about the specs on the knife real quick, and then we will do some comparisons, and I'll give you my overall thoughts on it. All right. 14C 28N blade steel, titanium scales. It is a liner lock. The liners are nested inside the scales to keep it really thin. The titanium version does add a little weight to it compared to the micarta versions. I'll give you a comparison in a minute. The blade length is just under 3 inches at 2.98 inches. So if you're in one of those crazy states, you'll be good to go with this knife. By the way, it comes in a box like this with some swag and dry pack I added, but some stickers and stuff like that. Handle length is 3.99 inches. Overall length is 6.97 inches. The weight of this model with the scales is 4 ounces. It's OEM by QSP, and they did a fantastic job. The only difference between the PE2 and the PE1 is this was extended up Here's one of the PE1s I custom anode and acid etched the blade on. But if you look right here, see how that comes up? No front flipper. PE2 is the exact same knife. Jacob just added a little more right there to make it a front flipper. And I'm glad he did that. More forms of deployment is better in my opinion. You can buy scales from them, different titanium scales, or just one set of titanium scales, and then there are some jade scales you can get, and I think he even sells the micarta scales like you see here on this model or this model. As you guys can see, I really like this knife. I'm a huge fan of this knife. I have lots of them. They just keep coming out of the woodworks here. Although one of these will be given away in the near future. Not the giveaway today, but a giveaway coming soon for my 1,000. Well, when I hit 1,000 on Instagram, I will be giving away one of these knives. I'm not going to tell you which one yet, but this is my user. I've beat the crap out of this PE1. I need to clean the blade and sharpen it. I dyed the G10 scales to purple and love this knife. Much lighter weight with the G10 or the micarta, obviously. Like I said, we will do a comparison between a few of these knives to see how the weight has changed or what the weight differences are. And I already have a review of this knife, like I said, but I want to talk about this one because this one costs more. If they get more of these in stock, this titanium version, they are sold out. They were $129, $130 for a titanium liner lock with 14C28N with this beautiful milling. I think $130 is very, very fair. I think these were $99 without the milling. I think it's very fair. And these were $69 with the micarta. Very fair for what you're getting here. It's a great knife, guys. It's a sway back design. It's got a badonkadonk, so it gets a little fatter back here at the butt of the knife, but that just helps for me, my hand size. It locks it in my hand perfectly. The cutout for the lock bar is really good. Some people look at that and think it's not going to be ergonomic, but for me, my middle finger lands there, and it's just perfect. This knife feels so good in my hand. If it didn't, I wouldn't have like 7 or 8 of them, you know. So I have considered anodizing this, and they sold them in blue, and then they had the jade, which is with the milling. But in titanium, they had this in blue on Urban EDC Supply. I got this because I thought I would anode it purple myself, but then I started looking at it. It's like, man, this reverse tux looks so good like it is. I may not want to anodize it. If I anodize it, it's just going to be purple in the milled area, so you have all these purple patterns in there, and then I'll polish off the higher areas that haven't been milled, so it'll be silver and purple. I think it looked pretty good, but at the same time, I really like the way this knife looks. I don't know if I'm going to anode it or not. Time will tell. As of right now, I don't think I am. I am definitely adding the milled clip from Kaiser. I'm going to add the black one as soon as it gets here. And I'm going to probably get a couple more of those clips to put on some of these other knives, just because it's not that it works better. It really doesn't work any better than the original clip. It just looks better in my opinion. And for 15 bucks, it's worth it to upgrade the knife. For me anyway, because I really like these knives. All right, let's weigh them. I want to show you the differences in weight here. And I'm curious how much they milled out from this and what the difference is going to be. So let's start with the unmilled version of the same knife that has the milling. Seigaiha? Somebody spell it out in the comments in a way that I can pronounce it, if that makes sense. You know how if you look up a word, they'll spell it differently so you can pronounce it properly? Somebody hook me up and tell me how this knife is, how that name is pronounced. All right, this one should be right at 4 ounces. 4.1. 4.1. Now let's see how much weight this lost with the milling. Nothing. So not very deep milling. 4.0, so like 1/10 of an ounce. And here's the micarta version, quite a bit lighter, 2.9 ounces. And the G10, oops, sorry about that, G10, but this is the PE1, not the PE2. I have some G10s, some JG10 scales extra I got. I thought about dyeing them and putting them on a knife and dyeing them purple instead of doing this purple, but I don't know. Decisions. far as action goes on these knives, the action's fantastic. They have a fantastic detent. They are encaged ceramic ball bearings. They do have a ceramic ball detent. The liner, like I said, are nested in there, so it keeps it very thin. As compared to, say, a bug out, right on par with a bug out in the thickness category. Actually, let's do that close so I don't cut myself. Very, very similar in thickness to a bug out. Almost identical, I think. I think they are identical in thickness. Got some more weight than a bug out with the titanium, but when you go to this one, it weighs a tiny bit more than a bug out, but not much. And let's do some size comparisons real quick. Since we got the bug out here, we will go ahead and use it to compare. Quite a bit shorter than the bug out, but thickness-wise and carry in the pocket, carries really similar to a bug out in your pocket. It carries very well. Here's a Wiha Roxy 3, similar in size to a Roxy 3. The Roxy 3 is just a tad bit longer, not by much though. Here is the Kaiser Mini Sheepdog, a little bit longer than Sheepdog. How about the Dimco AD 20.5? Oops, bumped the light again. I changed my setup here, so I keep bumping stuff. So a little bit shorter than the 20.5, a little bit longer than the Mini Sheepdog. What else we got here? I'll go ahead and pull this out, even though nobody has one, just to let you know the pre-order is coming very soon for the Enriggy jersey. It's getting a milled titanium pot clip, M390 or 20CV. Some changes being made. I'm gonna make another video on this soon to let you know the changes that are being made, and you will be able to get those on White Mountain knives also. How about the Spyderco Manix 2? Quite a bit smaller than a Manix 2. What else we got comparable in size here? Here's one that's probably pretty comparable. The Fairforge Stinger. It's a little bit shorter than the Stinger and thicker than the Stinger. How about the Kaiser? Where's it at? Where did I put it at? There it is. The Kaiser Fire Ant. Quite a bit longer than the Fire Ant. How about the Civivi Odium? Gonna be quite a bit longer than the Odium also. So it's not down to that 5th pocket carry size. It's kind of, how about the Ling Ma Cuff 3.0? Very similar in size to the 3.0. Very, very similar in size. What else we got here? We'll go ahead and do the Artisan Cutlery Centauri. It's going to be a lot smaller than a Centauri. And we'll go ahead and do the Arcform Slimfoot. Quite a bit smaller than a Slimfoot also. So that should give you guys, actually we'll go ahead and do a Penguin, and then we'll wrap up the size comparisons. Penguin is also a QSP knife, so yeah, and it has very, very smooth action. It's one of the reasons I like this knife so much. Not just for that it's very ergonomic for my hand size. I want to point that out. I've talked to people that have extra large hands, and they say it doesn't fit well in their hands, and it just isn't comfortable for them. But I've also talked to people with large hands, and they love it, and medium hands, they love it. You know, hand size, as with every knife, it depends on the person, right? For me, the ergonomics on this knife are fantastic. They really are. The action on this knife is fantastic. The detent is really, really good. The reverse flick is very good. Thumb flick is a little tricky, but kind of goes in there sideways. But once you get it, you got it. And the front flipper works extremely well. So, great knife. I love seeing this milling on the knife. I wish somebody'd start making scales for this knife and selling them. I would love to get a set of fat carbon scales for one of my PE2s. Just nobody's making them. Nobody makes them. And I guess Jacob at Qvist isn't, I don't know, he hasn't made them available for other, or made the CAD drawings available for other people. Anybody out there has the ability to make scales for this knife, please let me know. I want to get some fat carbon scales for this. I would be happy with any fat carbon, honestly, but you know, I would love to get some of that 80s fat carbon, or even some of the what's the yellow and green called? That would look good. I've got Purple Haze already. I have some Mars Valley for another knife coming. Even Arctic Storm or White Storm, honestly, I'm not very picky. If anybody out there has the ability to make fat carbon scales for this knife, please let me know. I'd love to talk to you about it and work something out and get some for one of my knives. Because I don't think Jacob's going to make them. At one point, he thought he'd make them this fall. Now he's just too busy. Got too much going on, I think. So, which I think is not a good thing, because this knife has become extremely popular. If he would make some scales, I think they would sell like hotcakes if he made some fat carbon scales for this knife. I know I'd buy a few sets of them. So, all right, guys, I don't have much negative to say about this knife at all. One negative I could kind of give, I wish the jimping was a little bit different here, a little finer jimping, but it works fine. If you miss it, you can hit the top and it may not be very comfortable on your thumb. So you just got to hit it the right spot. Once you hit it, get the hang of it, it works extremely well. The reverse flick is money. That's my favorite deployment for this knife. Pocket clip's great, carries in the pocket great, takes a great edge. Obviously I haven't sharpened this one or used this one, but I've used this one a lot, sharpened it. I've used this one a lot, sharpened it, and takes a razor's edge. The 14C takes a really good edge and it holds it a long time. And it's stainless, so I've had no issues with any rust or anything on them. This one's got tape residue all over it. Yeah, they're great knives, guys, for the money. And if you want something lightweight, super lightweight, go with the micarta or the G10. But if you want, which I think is all it's available right now, is the G10. But yeah, it's a great knife. Great knife. Love it. Can't wait to see what Jacob releases next. That's not a slip joint. I hope he's got a couple more designs in the works right now, and I can't wait to see them. So, all right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button. Make sure you're in the live stream tonight, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. You don't want to miss it. And I'll see you guys then.